Anytime you want to add or subtract fractions, you want those denominators to be the same. So the first thing I'm going to do is figure out what are the denominators made out of. So this denominator here, there's a 6 in common to both 6 and 18. So I can take a 6 out. 6 divided by 6 is 1, and 18 divided by 6 is 3. So we end up with 6 times x minus 3. Okay, so I'm just going to carry that over here really quick. We have 11 over 6 times x minus 3 minus x over x minus 3. Now we want to force these two denominators to be the same. And the only thing this one doesn't have is the 6. So I'm going to multiply this denominator by 6, but whatever you do to the bottom, you've got to do to the top. So we're going to carry down here this fraction, carry down the minus, and then multiplying numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. 6 multiplied by x is 6x over 6 times x minus 3. Now that they have a common denominator, you can combine them over the common denominator. So we have 11 minus 6x. Okay, so let's look at two more here. This one, once again, we want to look to see what are the denominators made out of. And in this denominator, 3 and 12, there's a 3 in common. So I can take a 3 out. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So we have 1x, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. I'm going to rewrite this with it factored. So I have 8 over 3 times x plus 4 plus 2 over x plus 4. Looking to see what's in those denominators, this one is missing a 3. So I want to put a 3 with that denominator. But whatever I do to the bottom, I've got to do to the top. So let's bring down that first fraction, bring down the plus, and then multiplying numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. 2 times 3 is 6 over that common denominator. Now that we have a common denominator, we can combine the numerators over the common denominator, and 8 plus 6 is going to be 14. Okay, now just a little bit harder one. Okay, so for this one, once again, we've got to figure out what are the denominators made out of. So I want to factor those. 5x minus 15, I can take a 5 out, leaving me with x minus 3. The 2 and the 6, I can take a 2 out. So that leaves me the 2 times x minus 3. So I'm going to rewrite the problem with the 5x over the factored 5 times x minus 3 plus x over 2 times x minus 3. Okay, then I just need to think, well, I need them to be the same. This denominator doesn't have a 2, so this denominator is going to need a 2, but what I do to the bottom, I do to the top. This denominator doesn't have a 5, so it needs a 5. What I do to the bottom, I do to the top. So my denominators, 2 times 5 times x minus 3 is 10 times x minus 3. 2 times 5 times x minus 3, 10 times x minus 3. We have our common denominators. 2 times 5x, 2 times 5 times x is 10x. And then x times 5 is 5x. Finally, we have our common denominator. So when we add these together, they're over the common denominator, and 10x plus 5x is 15x, but this time we can simplify a little bit. You can only simplify fractions when there is a common denominator, or excuse me, when there's multiplication. So for here, 15 and 10, 5 fits into 15 3 times, and 5 fits into 10 twice. So our final answer is 3 times x in the numerator and 2 times x minus 3 in the denominator.